So welcome. I'd like to begin today by talking about this concept of wintering. I listened to this amazing On Being podcast with Katherine May, an author of the book called Wintering. And here I am in Vail, 100% wintering, about to move back to Denver today, and just have been reflecting on how wonderful winter is and how necessary winter is. So I'd like to just read a quote that she shared on the podcast. A surprisingly cluster of novels and fairy tales are set in the snow. Our knowledge of winter is a fragment of childhood, almost innate. All the careful preparations that animals make to endure the cold, foodless months. Hibernation and migration. Deciduous trees dropping leaves. This is no accident. The changes that take place in winter are a kind of alchemy, an enchantment performed by ordinary creatures in order to survive. And we are that. We are nature. We're not separate at all. So we have rituals, we have ways of performing a sort of alchemy in the winter months that help us to survive, not only right now in the winter months, but also in the spring and the summer and the year and everything that's to come. So our winters are necessary. And today, amongst the hopeful snowfall that might be coming to Colorado, I know my East Coasters just had some snowfall. We will be welcoming winter into us. So begin in a seated posture of your choice, eyes closed. One hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. And just feel the wind inside of you. Feel what storms are at bay. Maybe it's morning, maybe it's evening. Feel what residue the world, the day, your yesterday has left upon you thus far. And welcome in your sweet, sweet breath, allowing it to fill more parts of your body. Lightly constricting the back of your throat so that you can hear your breath, like a gentle whistle or hum or wind. Like new fallen snow, allow your breath to cover your body. Allow your breath to create a blank canvas in your body, covering up anything that doesn't serve, smoothing out anything that's gotten confused. And the best part about snow is that it's silent. Like your breath and the ways it works in you all day, replenishing, rejuvenating you. You don't even realize that snow can lead to a foot or 2 feet, and it's just gently falling silently outside. So allow that to be the work of your breath today. A gentle, slow renewal. Inhaling, arms reach up overhead. Exhaling, right hand to the ground, reach up and over towards the right. Keeping that same quality of your breath as you bring in movement. Allow the movements to be equally as cleansing for your body, not pushing anything. I'm just filling your body with breath. Inhale, both arms reach up to the sky, looking up. Exhale, reach up and over to the opposite side. Eyes can be soft or closed, so you tune into the movement of your breath inside of you. Inhale, rise back on up. Hands onto your knees. Finding a seated cat-cow. Exhale, curl everything under. Look down towards your belly. Inhale, expand the spine. Press the sit bones down, looking up, lifting up with the heart. Exhale, curl everything in, retreating. And take a few more times, inhaling to expand and exhaling to curl everything under. I'm resisting all the hibernation and bear metaphors I can make right now with this. But imagine that you're curling in on yourself here and expanding out on yourself here. Like the end of the day and the start of the day. And take a few circles with your ribs. See if you could fully touch an entire circle to the front, to the sides, to the back, to the sides. And switch directions. Allowing internal alchemy to take place in your body here, like you're stirring the pot of your center. And bring that same circle with your ribs onto all fours, finding circles with your ribs here. If you're like, my ribs don't circle, I have no idea what you're talking about, just try. Or just come back to cat-cow. Just move your spine amongst a stable base here. And switching directions of your rib roll if you haven't already. And then firming up your belly away from the ground, press your shins down into the ground, press all 10 fingers down into the ground, and inhale, reach back with the right leg. See if when you reach back, you could not move any other part of your body. It's just a simple lift of your leg. Holding that there, maybe the left arm reaches forward. Again, not moving anything but that arm. Reach arm and leg a little further apart from each other. Feel the front of the hips gather together, and on an exhale, elbow and knee come to touch. Curl everything. Inhale, reach the arm and leg far apart. Exhale, elbow to knee. One more time on your own breath. Inhale, extend it out. Exhale, hand down, foot down. Tucking the toes under, find downward facing dog here. Pedal the feet back and forth. And greeting your body new today. What's in here for you to discover? What's in here for you to nurture, to move with, to blanket with your breath? And inhale, lift the heels up. Exhale, lower the knees so your shins are parallel towards the ground, hovering here. Finding the front side of your body firing up. Imagine your knees want to kick forward, your hands want to pull back. Feel how that firms up your belly here. And on an exhale, lower knees down to the ground. Press the shins into the ground. Keeping everything stable, inhale, reach the left leg back. Nothing moved but the left leg. On your next breath in, right arm sweeps, reaches forwards. Again, nothing moves but the right arm. And as we start moving a bit more here, can you keep that gentle flowing breath? Like the slow snowfall, slowly changing your body. Exhale, elbow to the knee. Inhale, extend arm, extend leg. Exhale, elbow to knee. One more time on your own. Exhale, hand down, knee down. Tucking the toes under. Hover the knees once again here. Taking 5 breaths. Feeling what it's like for your ribs to gather in, the front of your hips to gather in. And this time feel like you're trying to press your feet back. And press your hands forward like you're trying to spread your mat. Keeping that engagement, lift the bum up and back. Imagine the inner thighs rolling towards each other, downward facing dog. Take a few times lifting and lowering the heels. On your next breath in, left leg reaches up and back. Press the hands down and away from the legs. Roll out that left ankle rather. Bend the knees, stack the hips here if that's available to you. Press foot and hands away from each other, growing long in every direction. One sip of breath in. And exhale, step that leg through, lowering your back knee down. Arms rise up overhead here. Scissoring the inner thighs together, draw that right hip forward. It's going to kind of want to open up a little bit here. See if you could draw it forward so your left bum actually reaches more towards the back of your mat. With arms overhead, grab onto the right wrist. Inhale, lift up a little higher in the ribs. And exhale, side bend towards the left. Keep your left bum reaching towards the back of the mat, right hip reaching towards the front of the mat. Feel how you can be trying to go two directions at the same time. And how you end up just right where you are. Exhaling, frame the front foot. Step the back leg forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Deep bend in the knees here. Just take a little bounce. Grabbing onto opposite elbows, maybe bouncing to the left, bouncing to the right. And the hands on your thighs. Inhale, lift up, half back, extend the spine. Exhale, rise on up to stand. Roll the shoulders back and down. Close your eyes, one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Take a gentle sway side to side if that feels good for you here. And feel the winter storms you've conjured up in your body thus far. What feels different? What feels welcome? What feels like the lovely, splendid surprise of when you open your curtain and find the world blanketed, new, fresh. Bringing that with you, inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, hand through the heart, folding forwards to the ground. You could bend the knees at the bottom. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it forwards. Step the left leg back and straighten both legs. Uttanasana, pyramid pose. Lift the back heel and then lower the back heel. Lift the front toes, then lower the front toes. Lift the back heel, lower the back heel. Lift the front toes, lower the front toes. See if you could find an easy rock back and forth, incorporating both of those together. And then bending the front knee, lift the arms up overhead, high lunge on the right side, hands come into the heart. Inhale, lift up a little higher in the sides of the waist, and exhale, twist towards the right. Option to stay lifted as I am here, or to bend the torso forwards, bringing left arm to outer right thigh. Taking wherever felt good when you closed your eyes and reflected on your body. Bringing it in here. Drop the back knee to the ground. Hands come to the front of the mat. Step the right foot back. Once again, from all fours, tuck the toes under and lift the shins up. Finding this little modified plank position here, also called a primal push-up. From here, walk the legs back to top of a push-up plank pose, keeping that same engagement in your core as you had when your knees were at your shin parallel to the level. Shin parallel to level, shin parallel to the ground. Inhale, press the ground further away from you. And exhale, lower your knees down, lower your chest down. Inhale, Cobra Pose. Shoulders press back and down. Find 2 breaths, just finding a little space in your neck here. If you can't move your neck, you're likely tightening your upper traps here. See if you could just relax the shoulders down. Use the strength of the belly, the pubic bone pressing down to lift you up. Inhale, 1 more breath. Exhale, lower. Pressing back through all fours, child's pose. Sending breath into the back of the body. Allowing your breath to expand across the back of your hips. 1 more breath. Inhale, coming back through all fours. Tuck the toes under, shins parallel to the ground. 3 breaths in here, just firing up your belly. Feeling what it's like to try to lift the back of the body up towards the sky. And on an exhale, downward facing dog. Shake the head out, no. Nod the head, yes. Inhaling, right leg lifts up and back, rolling out to ankle. If available to you, bend the knees, stack the hips here. You can make this as active or as passive as you want. This could be the strongest pose of your day if you simply gather your ribs together, press all 10 fingers into the ground, press your toes back behind you. Inhale, exhale, step the right leg through, lower the back knee down. Anjaneyasana, arms rise on up, this time dragging the right butt cheek towards the back of your mat here. You can almost imagine you're coming into this nice little twist towards the right. Grabbing onto the left wrist. Inhale, lift the ribs up and away from the hips. And exhale, side bend towards your right. Inhaling, arms rise back up to the sky. Framing the front foot, step the back leg forward, Uttanasana, forward. Shake the head out, no. Nod the head, yes. Nod the head, maybe. Inhaling, chair pose, knees bend, arms rise on up. Sipping in a breath here. Exhale, come to stand. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step the right foot back. Inhaling, right heel lifts up. Bring it down. Left toes lift up. Bring them down. Alternating back and forth, kind of seesawing from the front to the back leg. Playing with a bit of neural tension here. And then bending the front knee, coming into high lunge. Find that same activation in the hips. The right hip wants to draw forwards. Hands come in towards the heart. Either twisting towards the left, staying lifted, or bringing outer right arm to outer left thigh for the twist. And trust what's moving inside of you. And trust in the season that you are in. On an exhale, hands come to the ground, step back, top of a push-up, 1 breath in here. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, or find a Cobra Pose or down dog. Taking whatever you need here. 5 breaths in down dog. Always option to lower down into child's pose to give your wrists a rest. It's okay to let things fall away. As leaves fall from trees, they know that it's what it takes to be able to grow again in the spring. And so what are you still holding on to this February that really needs to fall away so you can grow again? From down dog, left leg steps forward, warrior two. Arms rise on up. And check back with your right arm. See if it's in line with your back leg here. Roll the shoulders back and down and lift the palms up to the sky. Like you're making a winter offering up towards the skies. This is what I forgot to give up. I forgot it was winter. I forgot it was okay to let things fall. I forgot it was okay to sit under a blanket, to make myself tea, to let journaling be the focus of my day. Inhale, left arm reaches forward. Exhale, reverse the warrior. Right arm can come behind the back, if available to you, to wrap it, or just bring it to the outer right thigh. Exhaling back to warrior two. Straighten that left leg, triangle pose. Left arm reaches forward till it's out beyond that wrist. And then tip your torso down towards triangle. Hand can come onto the upper thigh, the shin, the ground, wherever is available. And the point is not the torture of a pose. The point is the nurturing of the breath. So find somewhere it feels good to breathe. Allow that to be how you judge the success of your day, your practice, your wintering. Inhale, coming on up. And turning left toes in, turning right toes out. Warrior two towards the right hand side here. Arms rotate so hands come up to the sky. Close your eyes this time. And seriously ask yourself, what is it that needs to fall away here? How would it feel to simply let snow fall on you? To be covered in glitter, to have the opportunity to be new, fresh. Inhale, reach the right arm forward. Exhale, reverse the warrior, opening the eyes if you need to. Inhale, rise back on up, straightening that right leg, triangle pose. Is your breath fuller now? Does your breath reach more places in your body now? If not, come out of it a little bit and find a place where it does. Inhale, rise on up. Turn all 10 toes towards the right and toe heel your feet in towards each other, standing on the left leg, finding dancer's pose, not Uttanasana on the right, grabbing back for that right foot. Ideally, it's the inner edge of the right foot. If you need a strap here, if you need a towel here, if you simply can't reach it, you could see if you could just press fingertip into heel. Inhaling, left arm reaches to the sky. Begin to tip forwards here, kicking the foot back into the hand or whatever item you have. Seeing if you could do this with just a no big deal quality. One of my favorite quotes from my teacher, Tracy. And see if you could just let yourself gently fall in a way that seemed planned. And even if it isn't perfect like mine here, Allow the path to be genuine, alive, reflection of you. Rising back on up. Cross the right leg over the left, folding forwards over your legs. Maybe you're like, oh, I cannot take this on my IT band. Hands come onto the thighs here. You could take a little bend in that front leg. We're really getting the outer line of the left leg here. Inhale, rise back on up. Uncrossing the legs, coming onto that right leg, grabbing back for the left foot. Right arm extends up to the sky. And exhale, find that dancer's pose on the opposite side. As much as you kick back with your foot here, as much as you reach forward with your front arm. And as much as you hold your breath is as much as you fall. So let it in. Let in the floodgates of your breath. Rising back on up. Left leg crosses over right this time, folding forwards. Taking a bend in that left leg. If you need to here, you could bend and straighten in both legs. It's an intense stretch if you've been doing a lot of skiing, I will tell you that. Uncrossing the legs, step the left foot back behind you to a low lunge, lowering the left foot down. If you have that strap handy, again, reach back for that left foot. Maybe your hands reach, maybe you need a strap. Maybe you just engage the muscles and you don't grab anything at all options. Notice if you're expanding your belly, your ribs forward. See if you could send your belly and your ribs a little bit more towards the back of your body. So you're kind of fortifying your core a little bit. I honestly hate the word the core because it's so misunderstood here. But what I see it as is not forgetting anything. I'm not forgetting that I have a back of the body, a side of the body, a front of the body. And I engage them. I ask them to come with me, to be involved, to not let me just sit wherever I am, but to lift me up and away from the ground. Mm-hmm. Exhale, release the leg down, tucking the toes under or leaving the knee down. Just twist towards the right. Right arm reaches up to the sky, rolling out the right wrist in one direction. And the other. Framing the front foot, straighten that right leg. And coming into a half Hanumanasana here. Option to come into that full split, that Hanumanasana, if that's what you're wanting today. Point and flex the front foot a few times. And then Stargazer Pose, back shin parallel to the back of the mat, left arm outside the left thigh, reach the right arm away from the body, overhead. Right leg extends to the back of your mat. Exhale, coming back to that starting position. And step the right leg back, coming onto all fours. Once again, tuck toes under, lift the knees just a little bit off the ground. Not forgetting about anything. You feel the front of your body, you feel the back of your body. They want to kiss each other, they want to be together. You say, thank you so much for engaging with me here. And you step the left leg forward, lowering the right knee down. Reaching back for that right foot, coming into a nice quadricep stretch here. You can bring both hands back. You could bring no hands back and just find the muscles here. taking what works for you. Again, feel the front of the body meeting the back of the body. They're coming in towards each other and they're lifting up together towards the sky. Releasing the back leg, straightening the front leg here, Hanumanasana or Ardha Hanumanasana. Option to come into full Hanumanasana here if that's for you. Pointing and flexing the front foot, flossing the peripheral part of that sciatic nerve to the back of your left leg. So good. And finding Stargazer on this opposite side. And coming back to the starting position, coming into a twist on our left side, tucking under those back toes or keeping the right knee down. Left arm reaches up to the sky for a twist. Rolling the left wrist in one direction. And then the opposite. Bringing hand down to the ground, come down onto your belly. Last hip opener, heart opener here. Bending your knees, reach back for the outer edge of your feet. If that's not possible for you, simply press the hands behind the back and take a locust pose here. Otherwise, we'll come to Dhanurasana. So grabbing onto feet, kick feet into hands. Inhale, lift on up for Dhanurasana bow pose. If something doesn't feel very nice in your low back, see if you could lower your thighs down a little bit or engage your inner thighs together, or feel that the front and back of your body are simply trying to meet here. Can you hug the front of the belly body up into the back of the body here? Exhale, release, lower your left ear down onto the ground and rest. Winter asks of us very ordinary things. It asks us to cook warm food for ourselves, to store things in case we can't leave the house, to go to bed early, to take a bath, to find how to warm ourselves up. And switch your head to the opposite side. Rolling over onto your back. Grabbing the outer edge of your feet for happy baby pose here. Take a gentle rock side to side. Play with curling your spine under. And then pressing your sacrum down, trying to find a little lift in the low back. See which one feels better for you. Go with that. You're either tucking under like a cat pose, or you're kind of arching a little bit like a cow pose. Just getting to know your body today, what it prefers, how it wants to be nurtured. And reaching the legs up towards the sky. Bring one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Taking legs up the wall in the little middle of the room here. Just allowing gravity to reverse the flow of blood, of lymph in your lower legs. And then bending your knees. Find any last pose that you need to or is calling out to you here. For me today, it's a spinal twist. Maybe for you, it's a plow pose. And finding whatever you need before your slumber, your hibernation, your Shavasana. In a way, with coronavirus, COVID-19, we've been wintering for a long time. So it might come to seem like we're sick of it. We don't want winter. We want summer. We want to be out of this. But never have we got into winter during the winter. The season outside of us right now supports us. It shows us what it's like to start with a blank slate, a blank canvas, day after day, snowfall after snowfall. It teaches us how being gentle is being strong. How tiny little snowflakes can fall and glitter. And suddenly they can make an entire mountain. And coming into Shavasana, if you haven't already. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, if that's okay for you. The ordinary acts of a winter time have the power and the resources within it to fuel your entire year. I invite you to welcome the winter. And you're welcome to stay here in Shavasana, your personal hibernation, as long as you need. And the lovely winter in me sees and honors the lovely winter in you. Namaste.